Last week, in response to a U.S. Supreme Court decision that further gutted the Federal Voting Rights Act, Michigan Senate Democrats reintroduced legislation to create a Michigan Voting Rights Act. Here's what that would entail. This package is made up of 4 different bills. The first one would prohibit the denial, dilution, or suppression of voters and provide legal remedies for violations of those rules. So basically, if a person is experiencing or observing voter suppression tactics, voter intimidation tactics, this would create a legal structure for them to report that and for those incidents to be addressed. The second bill would create a centralized, nonpartisan database full of information about election administration and voting systems. The third bill would expand the circumstances in which translated materials, voting materials in languages other than English, need to be made available to voters. There are already some circumstances under the law in which jurisdictions have to provide those translated materials. This would just make them more accessible to more people in more places. The fourth bill in this package would enhance and clarify protections for voters with disabilities and for anybody who needs assistance casting their ballot for any reason. Right now, it is unfortunately not uncommon for disabled voters to experience barriers and accessibility issues at the polls. If you want to learn more about that particular issue and how it affects people, Detroit Disability Power is an organization that has done a lot of great work on accessibility in polling places, so I'd recommend checking them out. But this bill aims to rectify that problem by creating specific language under the law that outlines what voters are entitled to, what accessibility at polling places means, and what election administrators are obligated to do in order to ensure that voting is accessible. These bills are unlikely to become law because MAGA Matt Hall and his merry band of Republicans are currently in control of the Michigan House of Representatives. But in the future, these could be a really meaningful and productive way to build on the progress Michigan has already made by passing several voting rights ballot initiatives over the last decade, and help ensure that every eligible voter is able to cast their ballot.